Namaskar. I'm Suruchi Das and you're watching Rhythm News. The Oxford Union became a site of courageous confrontation in the last week as the topic of Kashmir's independence reignited old wounds. The event, titled This House Believes in an Independent State of Kashmir, sparked outrage among Indian and British Hindu communities, especially Kashmiri Pandits who still bear the scars of their forced exodus and the violence inflicted upon them decades ago. In the midst of the debate, an Indian student, Adarsh Mishra, rose to speak, not with diplomatic decorum, but with raw, unflinching truth. His words pierced through the chamber.
JKLF is a terror organization. JKLF is a terror organization that has killed so many Kashmiri Pandits. It has massacred lots of Pandits and also it has killed a Hindu government official in Birmingham. This house, I do not trust this house. What I've done is I've actually launched a no confidence motion against the president because I believe a lot of members of this house do not have any faith with the president of this Oxford Union.
Mishra didn't stop there. He accused the president of the Oxford Union of being a stooge of ISI.
Oxford Union because he is nothing but a stooge of ISI, he is nothing but a stooge of Pakistan, and this house has no confidence in the president. I hereby rest my case.
A scathing critic that left the room buzzing with tension. He cited the murder of Indian diplomat Ravindra Matre in Birmingham in 1984 as one of the many heinous acts perpetrated by the JKLF affiliated militants. Mishra's plea wasn't just about the debate. It was a call for justice for a forgotten community. The Kashmiri Pandits, a minority community indigenous to the Kashmir Valley, were forced to flee their homeland in the late 1980s and early 1990s following targeted killings and threats from militant groups. Many still live in exile, yearning for the homes they left behind. Their stories often sidelined in global conversations about Kashmir. Outside the Oxford Union, echoes of this pain were felt as British Hindus, led by advocacy group Insight UK, staged a protest against the Union's decision to host controversial speakers. Protesters carried banners and chanted, "Oxford Union stands on terrorists' side," and "Jammu Kashmir was, is, and will always be India." Their grievances centered on two panelists, Dr. Muzammil Ayub Thakur and Professor Zafar Khan, both of whom are associated with Kashmiri separatist movements. Insight UK highlighted that Thakur's organization has previously been scrutinized by international agencies including Scotland Yard and the FBI for alleged ties to terrorism. The group's message was clear. Hosting individuals linked to violence and separatism is not a celebration of free speech. It is a betrayal of those who have suffered because of that violence. In a statement, Insight UK said, "For Kashmiri Pandits, this isn't a debate. It is a painful reminder of the horrors they endured and the continued denial of justice. The voices of the victims cannot and should not be ignored." The controversy has brought renewed attention to the plight of the Pandits, whose stories have often been overshadowed by larger geopolitical narratives. Mishra's speech and the protests outside the Union served as a powerful reminder that beneath the rhetoric of independence and freedom lies a grim reality of displacement, loss, and suffering. For the Kashmiri Pandits, this debate wasn't an intellectual exercise. It was deeply personal. Their history of persecution is a stark warning of what happens when extremism is given a platform. As the world debates the future of Kashmir, let us not forget the past and the voices of those who paid the heaviest price. Jai Hind.
Jammu Kashmir! In India! Jammu Kashmir!